Ladies and gents, welcome to Six Figs. In today's video, we're talking about CKB price because guess what? It's flying, baby. And we are going to be really covering this at one of the highest levels absolutely possible. Now, I've been talking about CKB and other projects in the last week, which have both gone up over 100%. Now, hit me up on Twitter if you're not already following me so you can see what I'm telling you. We had J. Mitch ask me today, do we got a rising wedge? Yes, no, maybe. And I think he was right in his thinking here. When it comes down to it, in my opinion, there is a rising wedge, and there is a very good chance that, in my opinion, we're going to see this thing come back down and test a penny. In the last video I did, I drew up this Fibonacci extension, which I will show you in just a second. So you guys can see this Fibonacci extension. I was telling you guys, at this penny level, we're going to see a little support and resistance wiggle action happening. I do believe that we are gearing up to see this. The good thing about this rising wedge is that it's a very small time frame pattern. The bigger the pattern, I've noticed, the bigger the move, baby. Now, I do think that we'll see this thing come down to the penny level. We might see it even underneath the penny level as we test this support and resistance. So time is basically what we have to wait for at this moment. When it comes down to it, on the 4-hour chart, like, this thing is just absolutely banging. And I do think that, folks, we might be seeing some sort of move to this 0.01485 if we can get some solid support at this penny level. I do think that we might need to see price action move sideways a little bit into this consolidation pattern, and I would love to see a nice, this is what I'd like to see, along this penny level. An ascending triangle like this. I'd like to see a pennant form, or I would like to see some sort of flag form. And I'd love to see price action move like this. And I'd love to see a bounce to skyrocket price upwards. That's what I would love to see. Now, there's some very important things that we just need to talk about right now. And I was giving a private consultation to a community member, which hit me up on X, $100 an hour. You must prepay for my time, folks. But I will answer questions that you might have, not as a financial advisor. But one of the biggest things here, folks, that we needed to see happen straight up was we had this tremendous support and resistance line that we just smashed through. So you can see this was a tremendous support line. We are now above that. That's very bullish in my opinion. Now, the last time we saw a Bitcoin halving was May of 2020. Okay, Nervos network has launched. And really, when it comes down to it, folks, they have been building since 2019. So this project has been around for a long time, almost 5-6 years by now. I've met everyone on the team, some of the most brilliant people I've ever met in my life. This is one of those traditional grassroots crypto projects that is proof of work, and I absolutely love proof of work. And when it comes down to it, you have to think about, like, what was Bitcoin when it was incepted, right? What was it? Well, it was this phenomenal grassroots movement that just grew and grew and gained more popularity over time. And I want you guys to understand this. These guys aren't out there promoting shill influencers to pump their bags, pump my bags, your bags. This is like grassroots. It's got one of the best communities to back it. But like I said in this private consultation that I gave, I had somebody asking me what it would take for prices to return to all-time highs at right around 0.045. Now, I do think that Nervos network is possibly going to return to new all-time highs. Especially the Bitcoin halving hasn't even happened yet. And we're seeing things like, like crazy price movements, like alt season is here or something. One thing during the last bull run that I noted was, folks, that basically in November of 2021 was when Bitcoin peaked out, okay? Now, when it comes down to it, Nervos Network front ran, they were front running the entire bull run. So this thing ripped up to about 0.045, and the last time we've seen all-time highs was March 31st, somewhere in that neighborhood, 2021. So this was a harmonic pattern, quite possibly. That happened. Just looking back at this chart in hindsight, a lot of people would call this a double top, but I really truly think that this was a harmonic pattern that just developed. And you can see price ran almost all the way down to the 127, which would be expected in this case. And, it is what it is. So with that said, there's some things that have changed within Nervos's, tokenomics. Obviously, they are proof of work. So the way it works is they are inflationary and deflationary, things like that. So right now we're sitting at about a $500 million market cap. Okay. We've got 43 billion tokens circulating. So theoretically, we'd need a $43 billion market cap to see this thing hit $1. Okay. 20 something for this thing to hit 50 cents. Of course, like 10 billion to hit 25 cents. So the potential to 2550x maybe could possibly be there for this bull run. So Nervos has been doing, and this is your job to do your own research on what's been going on. You can follow my YouTube channel because I do follow a lot of the developments that are going on. But this is the number, 43 billion. And when we go back in time, so March 31st, 2021, and I'm going to just bring this up. We'll just submit. And Nervos Network was doing very good. Let's just see here. We'll look at CKB. And they eclipsed a $1 billion market cap at this time. So let's just look at this. I want to make sure. Okay, we're going to submit that, and we are going to look at this again. Okay, so this thing ran up, and it ran up hard, 1,000% change. When we look at this, prices just crushed it. Prices could possibly even crush it even more. Obviously, for the last few years, this has been a very nice accumulation zone. Okay, so this thing did hit $1 billion. Very impressive. And at that time, they had a $24 billion supply. Okay, so this is, we'll just round this to, we'll just say that 20 more billion tokens have been added because of inflation through the miners and things like that. But there has been a recent halving that has happened on the miners. That happened last fall. So that is a good sign. So we're going to see inflation slow down a little bit because the amount of tokens entering circulation has halved. So with that said, in order for price to reach, that all-time high level again, we are going to need to see about a $2 billion market cap, which, you know what? Nervos Network has been around for a long time, and they have been doing a lot of new crazy developments. One of the biggest things is that they are looking to integrate with Bitcoin. One of the other biggest things they've got going, Joy ID. You should look them up. Bear with me. Oh, Diet Coke, baby. How much I love you. If I could marry Diet Coke, I would. Okay? Just getting that out there. So we have to think that like at a 4 billion, at a 4.5 cent level, that's about a $2 billion, market cap. So I do think like you could obviously argue that I think that we could argue that this is going to go to possibly 2 to 10 billion this bull run. So personally, I am eyeing up prices around this 161.8-ish level. And I do think that we could possibly get up there, create some new all-time highs. I would really love to see this thing run up to the 7 to 10 cent level. And this would only be about a $5 billion market cap when it comes down to it. In a full-blown bull market, it's not uncommon to see like billions of dollars just flow into a project, okay? So it's just have a plan, don't be a bag holder for 3 years, okay? Get your money and get out and buy back in. The beautiful thing about that is once you buy back in, if you're really committed to CKB and Nervos Network, I'm just saying I am very committed to CKB and Nervos Network, okay? I love all the people that work there. They have been great to me. The community has been exceptional to me. So this is like baked into my blood. I'm never going to leave this project. So like, I don't know, guys. I just have this feeling, my targets for this next bull run, obviously, if it goes higher than like 5 to 10 cents, that is freaking killer. And I'll have a little bag set aside, like 1 million CKB, just to like sell off if that event happens. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on this extensive price action for CKB, okay? Now, I mentioned in the other video, and of course, I just rebooted this because I updated it, but this is a CKB miner, or excuse me, a CKB node. I've got 2 of them. I'm building out like 3 of these things, okay? So we will be giving away some nodes so you can help secure the Nervos network. All right, guys? With that said, let me know in the comments how I should give these things away, okay? And we'll go from there. So it's pretty cool to run a node. How do you node? I've got like a node running here. But yeah, other than that, check out some of my other videos. Run CKB.